Recording. James Thomas, Morning Blend. I'm here at the Father Support Center in North St. Louis. I'm here with Miss Liesl King Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. So what do you do here at the Father Support Center?
I'm the Director of Legal Services. We have a legal clinic here that's staffed by myself, and I have 2 part-time attorneys and an administrative assistant. And we help the gentlemen and women who are enrolled in our programs with legal issues concerning domestic relations, which for the most part is establishing paternity for our fathers or establishing non-paternity, that they're not the dad, custody and visitation, and child support issues. We do get involved somewhat with the criminal non-support felony, Class D felony charge, and the civil contempt docket, but most of the time we are focused on child support, custody, visitation, and paternity.
Now, what do you do for the women here when it comes to legal issues?
The same thing. We also have the youth program, and I think I've had 1 youth who actually had a child where there was a custody issue. With respect to the youth program, we kind of focus on municipal court matters.
What are some of the issues a dad might run into?
You know, when we're dealing with this population, let me first say most of the mom and dads are not married. So you have children born out of wedlock. And as I jokingly say to them in my presentation, mama's baby, daddy's maybe, that has a lot of legal significance. If a child is born during a relevant period of marriage or so many days after a divorce, that dad is presumed to be the legal father by law, even though he may not be the biological father. But when you have children being born out of wedlock, if the dad has not taken the initiative to put his name on the birth certificate by signing an affidavit of paternity, he has a kid out there, he knows or he thinks he's the biological father, but without being on the birth certificate, he has no legal rights as a father. So you have to go to the court to get a declaration of paternity to get them on the birth certificate. Even if they are on the birth certificate, with this particular client population, the mother is kind of like the gatekeeper in terms of access and visitation to the child. And for a variety of reasons, they withhold visitation. And again, you have to go to the courts to get a court-ordered parenting plan that would allow the dad to have visitation with his son or daughter.
So how much cooperation do you get from the mothers when in a situation like that?
I have to be honest with you, and I hate to say this because I'm a woman, but seriously, the typical situation is the parents were both young when the child was born, and dad has moved on either to another girlfriend or he's married someone, and that really upsets the mother. And, you know, well, the only thing I can hold over you is access to your child. So we can get some pretty digging of heels in on the mother's side. But the good thing about it is that the whole perspective of the courts that used to be mom is going to be the custodial parent just because she's the mother, that has changed. And the courts have realized the legitimate importance of the father in the child's life, both statistically as well as morally. So I have been very successful in getting what we call 50 court-ordered custody and visitation plans.
You guys have 4 locations, correct?
We have this location, and then we have the St. Peter's location, which I believe is in Ferguson or Delwood. We call it the North County location.
Okay.
We have Slate, which is downtown at 1520 Market, and then we have the Met Center.
The Met Center. So when we talk about percentage of fathers and mothers that are out of wedlock and you support, what percentage of the population would you say that is in this particular area, which basically is North St. Louis?
I would say 75 to 80%, which is a complete flip from when I was a child. I was born at 55. I think it was probably just the opposite. 75 to 80% were born out of marriage. I would be very comfortable saying 75 to 80%. It could be higher.
When you talk to the parents, Could one of the issues, or the biggest issues, be the financial responsibility? Father not having a job, or a mother not having a job, the financial support?
I think that plays an integral part in this. Mothers get upset. I'm here taking care of your child, and you're not giving me any money, and you got the i7 cell phone, or you're driving a nice car, or I see you out or on Facebook in the club with this other lady. So I think, whether or not that's true, but from a perception, yes, you see a lot of that. But, financial responsibility is very, very important in a married household. I mean, it is what it is.
Ms. Aliso King-Williams, thank you so much. This is James Thomas from Father Support Center. We'll be right back on Morning Blend St. Louis.
Beautiful.